decades of war have scarred the face of Afghanistan, yet the Afghan people continue relentlessly to rebuild their country with the help of U.S. and coalition forces.
از دوستای بین‌المللی خود خصوصاً از آمریکا.
We are very happy and appreciative of our coalition friends' help, especially the US that helped us during the war with the Russians and their communist regime. We are very happy.
We're here in Afghanistan helping the Afghan people, building capacity in their government so that the Afghan government can take care of the Afghan people.
Since the defeat of the Taliban by the U.S.-led coalition, military officials continue to place reconstruction centers where the Afghan people need them most. The U.S. operates 11 of the 23 reconstruction centers. These provincial reconstruction teams, or PRTs, exist to assist the local government in providing basic necessities to its people. Projects include new roads, water pumps, power sources, bridges, schools, hospitals, military training facilities, government buildings, and orphanages. Improved security plays a huge role in the reconstruction efforts in Afghanistan. The Afghan National Army and the Afghan National Police take on more responsibility for their country's security every day.
Security and reconstruction are linked. You can't have one without the other.
And it's improving because the Afghans are taking a role into it. Our job is to help the Afghan National Police get better, get more capacity, become self-sustaining, and they're doing that. We're headed down the right road there.
In my opinion, an army is every country's main infrastructure. Without an army, a country cannot move forward.
Many of the provinces where the people resist the Taliban and the other militia forces were able to get in there, rebuild infrastructure, and day by day, month by month, the security situation improves.
The
Americans built us schools and roads in every single village. They also helped us a great deal with safety and security, which is a big issue for us.
We are now safe and secure. The elders got together and went to the governor and said we are ready to work together with the Americans and coalition forces on our security issues. We promised the governor that we are ready to report insurgents to the authorities.
The population, the civilians have been helping us out a lot, stopping our convoys because they saw something up ahead or something had happened and giving us forewarning. So the civilians are giving us help on the security piece as well.
A landmine was found in this area. I cleared the area with my 12 men. I am also the security commander of this village. I told the Americans anytime you want to come to this village, I will clear the area of danger for you. I want to make sure they are safe.
As we build roads to remote areas that people can't get to, I think they will see that the security situation will get even better. The people here are embracing a better life. They can see a brighter future for their children, and I think more and more as they see that, there will be more and more support for the government and for the coalition.
It is very obvious that they are away from their own families. They are here to help this poor and needy country. They try to do their best. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
By us being here providing security, maybe we'll deter the Taliban and Al-Qaeda from coming to those areas so the projects can be completed.
Nothing can get established without security because no one's going to work if they're not safe.
The ANA and the ANP have been doing an excellent job on learning how to pull security.
It is important to have a strong Afghan National Army and Afghan National Police so we can defend our country, especially our borders from foreign enemies.
They want that. They want peace. When you go out and you talk to them, they want security. That's always the top of their list.
We have an excellent AMP, Afghan National Police.
and they go out with us very often. So it's good to see the Afghans, wanting to take part of it and go out, contribute to the security. And I think, thanks to the ANP and the ANG coming out, the Afghan National Guard coming out and assisting us, it really lets them see that, we're here to give the country to them. We're here to help them.
Without security, you can't have companies coming in and rebuilding. And really, the reconstruction provides jobs. And if you've got jobs and if you're expanding the economy, there's less of an inclination for people to support the insurgents.
The Afghan First program awards reconstruction projects to qualified Afghan contractors in an effort to stimulate the economy and provide quality training to unskilled laborers.
It's absolutely critical that we hire the Afghans first, and we do this in every mission that we get involved in at the PRT. We hire only Afghan contractors, and in many of the projects we insist that they use local laborers when they need unskilled labor, and it's absolutely critical to the economy of the country.
The key is to employ Afghans so they can further develop their country, both economically and structurally.
We are asking the Americans for help to build a clinic here. We also need female doctors. Most of our female patients try to go to Gardez or Kabul, but they cannot get there in time.
Every building out here, every brick and mortar building on this FOB was built by Afghan companies, by Afghan laborers, both skilled and unskilled. And I tell the people on the PRT, our PRT was really a laboratory because we have 9 buildings built by 9 different companies.
And that's why we're working real hard to make sure we train these folks so that they can handle the problems in their own way. The American way of solving problems is not the only way, and it's not always the right way. So we just give these people the tools and let them finish their job.
If the Afghani people themselves actually come through and they build everything here, they might take a little more pride in exactly what they're doing in the rebuilding of their country.
And the most important thing I tell every contractor that we sign a contract with, you're building a job for your people. Would you want your parents to walk across a bridge that's going to cave in? And I think it motivates them to do a little bit better job on the project.
We got to help themselves. We can't do everything for them, or else they're just not gonna. There's gonna be no progress. I feel they just really have to help themselves. If they see themselves building up their own country, maybe it's gonna have a positive effect.
So I really do believe we've got to hire local laborers. We've got to train those who are unskilled to be skilled laborers so that they can do better projects out there.
I know it's working, what we're doing over here, and I really believe that eventually Afghanistan will be able to stand on their own feet.
Every project we do, we hire local nationals so that they get employed, so they have an income, but they also learn a skill.
One thing that I noticed about the Afghan people in general is that they really appreciate what we do here. It shows in their dedication to the work. They put a lot of work into these projects that we're funding for them.
I believe it helps build up the economy to help teach them what they need to learn to build up their nation. So when the government asks them to build stuff up, they don't have to bring in outside contracts, and they can do all the work internally.
I think it's a bigger impact to them from people looking in, seeing Afghans helping Afghans. We're not here to do everything. We're here to help them. And when they take the initiative and they want to do it, let's let them do it.
Insufficient roads and harsh mountainous terrain make distribution of supplies very difficult. But service members consistently convoy out to remote villages to deliver life-saving medical supplies, bags of rice and beans, radios, and school supplies.
What we try to do is get involved with the local medical society and the local surgeons and Ministry of Health, and try to understand the medical system that's in place here and do our part to give them a little bit more span of control in those smaller villages so that those folks can get a little better health care.
We are very happy with what the Americans are doing for us. They help us with medical supplies and medicine. They are building roads and power plants. We are very thankful for these things.
They really have the knowledge that's required to take care of most of the people in their town, but what they don't have is a good supply system or a good infrastructure to get those supplies to where they need.
Working with the doctors and medical staff to try to get them up to speed, make sure their clinics in the region are up to standard.
It is very helpful that the American doctors came to our village and helped us with this clinic. People used to have to go to Gardes, which is very far away. Now people from this village and surrounding villages can come here to get help. We are very thankful.
Saw over 1,300 patients in a matter of 3 days, anywhere from tuberculosis to hepatitis, polio, extreme cases of polio.
Going out on the med caps, seeing the patients that we do, gives you a real good feeling that you're actually helping these people out.
I had the opportunity to potentially save at least 3 people's lives. I know that for a fact, so it was a great opportunity, very fulfilling.
We've had several injuries with some local civilians that we were able to patch up and send out to higher echelon of care, from children to adults. So it's that feeling right there is why we're here. That's what I do.
One of the people that were brought in a 6 or 9 month old baby, and it had pneumonia. It was a really bad case, and the doctor, when it first came in, said this baby doesn't have much time to live. And I just remember watching, there was a special forces medic that was down there helping us, and literally just kept this baby alive. And the father was sitting right over on the side, and he was just so touched by everything we were trying to do to help this one baby. We got it medevac flight out to a hospital, and last report we heard, it was doing great. It's been recovering great. Just seeing the look on the father's face that, he was so grateful that we went through so much just to save his child. When he shook my hand, he just had a little bit of tear in his eye and just said, Manana, thank you.
We are very thankful for what the Americans did for us. They provided medical supplies and medicine. We are here to help them out in any way possible so we can rebuild this country together and stand Afghanistan up on its feet.
One thing we tried to do is help the local medical community, help them to continue that role after we leave that area. Several of the people there, had we not been there that day, they probably would have died.
We were looking for help, and the Americans came to check on us. They were ready to give us medical supplies and medicine. I offered them my house to use as a clinic. There were lots of patients who needed help, so the Americans and I helped our people together.
The MedCap, what we did yesterday, that's something they should show on the news. That's what's really happening in the country. There's more of that than anything, of people helping people, no matter what nation.
We all volunteered for this mission. Well, we all think it's an important mission to secure the freedom of Afghanistan, so they're a little bit more independent, and help them build their infrastructure from their governance and what our focus is, their medical capabilities. I think it's going to leave this country in a great state, and where we won't have to come back.
So we have a good relationship with the people here in the village. And of course, as everybody in Afghanistan, they are in need. And so we wanted to do a humanitarian drop here so we can help the kids out. We're giving them some backpacks for school because most of the kids are in school, even though if it's just a few hours a day. And that's what we're trying to do, is help them out as much as we can.
The kids are really who you gotta help. Like if you make a difference with a child, you make a difference, later in life. Because they go home, they tell their mom and dad, hey, this American soldier gave me a bottle of water. This American soldier, talk to me or something like that, and maybe hopefully that'll help the parents out to help us out, and eventually maybe 20 years down the road really help the country out.
Well, it definitely makes me feel good, makes me feel like I'm doing a very important job here. Like my guys and I are helping out a lot for country to become independent, and actually for people to make something of themselves, giving them opportunity.
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, that's the whole idea of being here in Afghanistan, because it's the people that we can help, and hopefully that they'll be able to enjoy the peace and the fruits of our labor while we're here.
The Afghans, we're here to help them, and they'll come from, villages, not just the village we're in, but villages from everywhere, around our area just to make it, to receive the medical treatment or to receive the beans, the rice, the stuff we're trying to, give to them.
It's very gratifying. We did a big humanitarian aid drop today. We probably serviced over 1,000 personnel today, Afghan citizens.
The Americans helped our people a great deal. They helped every one of our government agencies. They helped to stand the city on its feet.
Well, this is my very first mission, and I have to say that I am overjoyed with what we're doing here. It makes me feel great inside to see their faces when they receive the assistance that we are providing them.
Well, locals are very friendly here. Like, they are very appreciative of what we do. They come and say thank you every day. Thank you for making my life better.
Actually, today was probably one of the most gratifying experiences, honestly, that I've ever had in my existence.
Oh, the people of Afghanistan are very warm and friendly people.
Thank you so much.
And there are millions of children here, and I think this is the key to the future of Afghanistan.
Children are the future of the country. This country's not going to be fixed in 10 years, but in the next 20, 30 years, those are the people that are going to be running the country. So, if they remember the Americans as helping them out, rebuilding their country, giving them food and water and everything else, it's going to be a positive aspect, because that is the future of this country.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have families and friends on both sides. People on the other side need to come to this side for the bazaar and health clinic, and people on this side need to go across the river to see family and friends.
We were able to convince the provincial governor, once I got here in December, to put together a priority list of projects that they wanted the PRT and other international donors to look at. Every place you go, the people out here, they need something. So the bridge in Ganjuan in Alisheng district was a perfect example of the Shuras getting together and deciding that the people really needed a bridge because they'd lost numerous elderly people and children to the river.
Before this bridge was put up, elderly women, elderly men, they would walk across these rickety planks.
They had a wooden beam out there that was about a foot wide, and there was this elderly lady, probably close to 70, 80 years old, and one of the youngsters was helping her across this little narrow beam, and she almost falls off.
Prior to this bridge, we had a lot of problems. People tried to cross the river on a piece of wood and would sometimes fall off and die.
It wasn't safe for them. It wasn't an efficient way of moving across this river.
As soon as the funding came down, we actually began that project back in December, and we actually opened the bridge in April.
With this new bridge up, it's a lot safer for them. It's a lot easier for them to get across the river as well.
And you really have a great sense of accomplishment knowing that that bridge is going to be there as a legacy to what the United States government is doing here to help the Afghan people.
This is a big help for us. Solved all of our problems. Of course, they are happy with the Americans. Who else would build this bridge if the Americans had not?
Without education, a person is a blind person. Education will open your eyes so you can feel and see.
زه د یو پلار په صفت چې ما واده کړی دی زه خپل بچیان لرم.
As a father, I want to say I want the best for my kids. These buildings are very important so the kids can learn. Holy Quran says, without education you cannot go forward, male or female. That is why I want education for all the kids.
Education is good and will show you the right way of life. I want to be a doctor or engineer. These students studied English and computer classes with the help of Americans and some foreign organizations. They all received certificates, and I am very proud of them. Although English is a foreign language, it is an international language. We love to learn it. We would appreciate it if you would give us more classes to continue to learn English. Thank you very much.
They also helped us build schools, clinics, and provide for poor people, widows, orphans, and handicaps. All I can say is this class helped me. It is like offering a hand to a handicapped person on the side of the road and helping them to stand up and walk forward. I learned from this school that I can work and help my people without any fear. I know how to operate this machinery now without fear. I feel like a young, strong, and powerful man because I'm not that old yet.
I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, and I want to be a teacher so I can teach other kids.
But I feel really proud to be part of the experience and part of the reconstruction effort. In this country, it's been through a lot the last few decades. So it feels really good to really see some progress inside of the country.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you made a difference, made an accomplishment. It makes everything worthwhile.
If I had to do it again, I would. I'd recommend this experience for everyone.
Not trying to say we're here to do things for the government or for the people. We're here to help the people help themselves, so they can stand on their own 2 feet after we're gone.
And they know that the Americans are here to bring them peace.
Makes me very proud of what the armed forces are doing here in Afghanistan.
I am very thankful for the Americans' help and really appreciate what they are doing for us and our province.
When I was a candidate for parliament, the Americans helped me because the local government could not at the time. Every time I needed help, the Americans were there for me.
Therefore, I am saying every single step will help this country because the local people of this country need everything.
The United States and the coalition effort, it is a world effort here. It's an international effort here. The effort here is making Afghanistan a better place. The world recognizes that we need to be here to help them. But more importantly, the Afghans recognize that it's in their best interest to allow us and others to help them as they help themselves.
It feels good. That's the best way to actually take care of this war because we're not fighting the Afghani people. It's the people that had a stronghold on this country. So the only way to start a positive aspect of that is to help the people get on their own 2 feet.
Helping them rebuild roads, water systems, the very basic things that we in America take for granted all the time.
Whether it's an elder or a little child, once again, it just lets me know that, okay, why we're here is the right reason. It really makes it feel, okay, this mission is definitely worthwhile.